Am I the asshole? For leaving up a picture that angers my mill? I married my husband Joe 4 months ago. We dated all through high school and college, so we have been in each other's lives and in each other's families for quite some time. Joe's father died when we were seniors in high school, and his sister Jill died 3 years ago. Since then, his mother, Jean, has been, in my opinion, unhinged. I cannot imagine her sense of loss, and I know everyone has their own grief process, so I really try not to judge, but she makes everything about her grief. She didn't come to our college graduation because she would never get to see Jill graduate from college. We try to be especially kind to her on Mother's Day, but she spends hours at the cemetery and gets very irate if we leave before she's ready to. She insists we give our first child her husband's name as a first or middle name and gets angry when we say we'll name our future children as we see fit. There have been other incidents, too. She's done so much to push Joe away while also relying on him for emotional and sometimes financial support. They have a very unhealthy relationship now. It came to a head when we were wedding planning. I invited her to come wedding dress shopping with me, my mom, my grandma, and my maid of honor. I told her she did not need to come if it was going to be painful for her, but she said she would be happy to. To all our surprise, she came and brought a wedding gown that Jill had purchased to save for her own wedding someday. She said it would help her if I tried it on, and I did, which made her cry, but then she insisted that it was my dress and I didn't need to get another one. After multiple refusals, she pouted the rest of the time. It was so awkward for everyone. This led to a lot of drama, to the point where Joe and me, but mostly Joe, did not want her at the wedding because we couldn't trust her to not cause some kind of scene and because we thought it would be terrible for her mental health. We asked her not to come and she agreed not to. I got to have a dance with my dad, and my mom surprised Joe by stepping in for a mother's dance with him. They smiled and laughed the whole time. It was the most special part of our wedding, to me. I recently changed my FB cover photo to a picture of Joe and my mom dancing and laughing. Jean saw this and has been coming at us for it, saying it's just a reminder that she was excluded from her son's wedding day. I told her I'm not taking it down and that if she doesn't want to see it, she can simply not look at my FB. She says I am inconsiderate of her feelings and that I am an R for this because it drives another wedge between her and her son. Am I the asshole? At this point I think you should use it as a bargaining chip. You guys need to keep her at arm's length until she gets into grief counseling with a therapist and meets with a therapist long term. Until she is working with a grief therapist, every event will become like your wedding did. You want this dealt with before a child is in the picture. Truly. Not the asshole. Gently SH. She sounds annoying AF and very self-centered. But for the photo I think it is hopefully unintentionally spiteful to put up a picture where your mom served in his mom's place in a wedding. Yes, she misbehaved herself out of an invitation, but she kept her word and agreed not to come. In her place, I would think it's pretty mean of you to display a picture that will always remind her that she wasn't part of such a big day in his life, because it's your FB photo of your husband and mom. A family wedding photo where she isn't there is more justifiable. I think it seems petty. I was with you until the end. You'd be well within your rights to go North Carolina or LC, or hell, even just block her on social media. But you haven't done those things and this just seems spiteful. She's clearly unwell, and while that doesn't mean you have to tolerate everything, or that you can't set boundaries, that's not what this is. It's cruel. You're the asshole. I was with you till the photo comment. You're the asshole that's messed up. Basically taunting her. I'm sure I will be voted down. I have much sympathy for you. You were very kind to invite her dress shopping, and I am so sorry that backfired. I understand why you didn't feel she could come to the wedding, but I do think a public posting of a substitute mother is a little disrespectful, knowing the extent of her pain. Can you not just enjoy the photo in the private space of your own home? I've been that person excluded. It hurts. You can't fix what's broken, but you can avoid heaping more on the pile. I think it's quite awful to use a picture of Joe and your mom dancing and laughing. I think it's in poor taste. I would think she could benefit tremendously if she got therapy. It wouldn't be a bad idea to get family therapy. She is still grieving the death of her daughter. Expecting you to wear her Jill's wedding dress is weird. If you are concerned about her mental health, then why post a picture of your mom laughing and dancing with your husband? Info: how does Joe feel about this? You're the asshole only because it's weird to have that as your profile pic at all. Seems like you don't mind rubbing it in her face. I seriously doubt that was the most special picture out of all of them, let alone you're apparently not even in it. Super weird behavior all around. She's clearly struggling and needs mental health help. Don't make it worse. You're the asshole. I agree she's in desperate need of grief therapy, but posting that photo and not taking it down is beyond cruel. I recently changed my FB cover photo to a picture of Joe and my mom dancing and laughing. I told her I'm not taking it down and that if she doesn't want to see it, she can simply not look at my FB. You're the asshole for the exact question you're asking about Facebook. This isn't a referendum on the history of your relationship with her. Your Mill complied with the request not to come to the wedding. There is no need for you to rub it in her face that she, 1, missed out of seeing her last child married, and 2, some other mother shared that moment on the dance floor. Surely there were other photos you could have chosen. You're the asshole. She was excluded from her only living child's wedding and then was faced with a photo of your mom playing his mom for the mother-son dance. I can understand excluding her due to drama, but to then throw it in her face is pretty cruel. It opens up questions and suspicions about if there was actual drama caused by her and not you and your family. You are 100 inconsiderate at the very least. You're the asshole. She agreed not to come and you spite her still. Sorry, but you're the asshole. If it was part of an album, maybe it would be fine, but to put it as the cover photo? Even if you had a good reason to exclude her from the wedding, you don't have to rub it in her face. She needs grief counseling or at least a support group. You're the asshole. You're trying to pretend that you didn't have malicious intent. That photo, but literally any grown adult with a brain can see that you were being petty. How nasty. You're the asshole. We all know the coy public Facebook photo trick. You're the asshole. Your excuse that you used that picture because they are your 2 favorite people is BS. I am sure you have pictures of them not at the wedding. You used this one to stick it to your Mill and make sure she knows she was replaced. And the fact that she was nice enough to not try and force an invite to the wedding so it could be all about you and not what she has lost makes it even nastier. You're the asshole. If she had decided on her own to not go, I'd be on your side. But you asked her not to go and she respected you enough to not go, and you do this. Yeah, sorry, but definitely you're the asshole. You're the asshole. My Mill is crazy, pretty sure she uses my husband as a substitute for the one she doesn't have. It's disturbing. She way oversteps everything. I can't deal with even being around her. And I would never do something this cruel to her. You're the asshole. There are 100 photos you could use. Don't pick that one. One of the hardest things in life is to lose your child. It doesn't matter how old that child is. People never get over it. They just learn to hide it and move on, but the pain is always there. You, thankfully, have never experienced this. Yes, she is a handful, but please give her grace, and maybe your husband can get her into counseling. You're the asshole for having that picture up. Very passive-aggressive. You're the asshole. She stayed away, and you still rub it in her face. You're a nasty person, and you know exactly what you've done. I'm not sure why you're posting here. Just a little extra kick for you? You're the asshole. That was thoughtless at best and calculated spite at worst. Your doubling down implies the latter. She respected your wishes to not attend, even though a part of her probably wanted to be there. It says a lot that the emotionally compromised grieving mother and widow has more respect for your wishes than you do hers.